Hey everyone, welcome back. This video kind of jumps around a little bit, but I started out with meal prep. I made something that I called salad girl chow. If you've ever heard of bachelor chow, then you know what I'm talking about. It was just something that I could eat on throughout the week and kind of mix and match with different things and still have a really fresh option to have. Okay, so this is the peas, the carrots, and the beans. I'm gonna have to chop up the 2 bell peppers and the cucumber. I have little tomatoes, but I don't want to commit to putting them in the mix. That way I can add them on their own, and so they don't end up like bursting and coating the whole thing in tomato. And then I have like imitation crab, and then packets of salmon. I also have prepped salmon burgers. I can add romaine lettuce because I don't want to chop all that up at once because it'll get all bruised and yucky. And then just kind of having something to build a baseline from, you know, maybe throwing it over like roasted sweet potato or roasted potato, or even like quinoa, which I have or have had in the cupboard and haven't made in a long time, or you know, something along those lines that I can kind of mix and match and make lunches a little easier for myself when I'm at home with the kids. I generally tried to cut everything up in like a small dice, kind of to match the size of the peas and the beans. That way getting a spoonful would be a more balanced bite instead of having huge chunks of one thing but smaller bits of other things. I did use the whole English cucumber. I like these ones because the skin is not bitter. And then once everything was chopped up, I just tossed it with a pair of tongs. You can obviously do this with a spoon if you want. I did not season it whatsoever. No dressing, no salt, no pepper, nothing. I wanted to keep it plain so that when I paired it with different things throughout the week, I could kind of change the flavor profile. And then I just stored all of it in deli containers, and it held pretty good in the fridge for the whole week. And then my pride and joy, the watermelon that I harvested in the last vlog. I cut into it probably 3 or 4 days after clipping it off of the vine, and then I peeled it, so to speak, or I shaved the peel off of the sides, and then I cubed it all up and put it in the fridge. It was super juicy, but it did end up having seeds, which I could have sworn 100% that I planted a seedless variety, but hey, that's okay. Take the wins with the losses. So I was pretty happy with how it came out. I've never grown watermelons before, and honestly, it's now like a week and a half later that like I'm still eating it. Good morning. It's time to bring in the cats for breakfast, because we used to feed them outside, but we had a raccoon problem. Watch this. Well, there's 2. Where's number 3? There's Mama Moose and Blackberry. Where's Zeus? Zeus! Here he comes. Better late than never. Come on, buddy. So today's Wednesday, the 5th. It's been a couple days. I weighed in on Monday, but I was maintaining, so I'm still 231, which is frustrating but not totally surprising because I'm just starting to get into the swing of things. I haven't worked out Monday and Tuesday. Just a hard day at home with the kids on Monday, and then yesterday we had an appointment for my daughter to get her shots. So that was just a little taxing, I guess. I felt good doing the workouts at night, except the part where I wasn't getting in bed until like 12:30. So while there's really no excuse, it's more just boiling down to not being willing to give up that much of like my unwind rest time when everyone else is headed to bed. So I'm trying to now shift gears a little bit and just figure out how to get things done, or how to get the workouts done in the house during the day while I have the kids, or even on days I don't have the kids. I mean, I always do, but like when my husband is home. So just trying to shift and work out how to work out with the kids present and possibly interrupting and things like that. So just taking some time to get into that. So that's how this week is going so far. Hey everyone, I wanted to check in really quickly and kind of wrap up this video. Today is Thursday the 13th, so it's been a minute since I managed to film anything really. So I did weigh in on Sunday like I want to make it a Sunday thing, and I was down to 230.8, so like a half a pound difference from last week, which isn't much, but you know, I'll take it because I'm just starting and everything. I did start tracking my calories on either Tuesday or Wednesday of last week, and that's been going okay. I do it for 1,800 for my deficit, and then I do add back about 200 because I'm partially breastfeeding still. And some days has been hard, like when it gets especially frustrating with the kids, or I mean just timing it right so my blood sugar, excuse me Zeus, so my blood sugar doesn't go all crazy on me, because when my blood sugar drops is when I tend to then, you know, hit the snacks, hit the cereal, and just binge, and then just kind of black out and then come back when my blood sugar is stabilized. So working on that, but I've been eating much cleaner, more fruits and veggies and things like that. So, and protein, definitely been trying to get protein in. So yeah, I just wanted to wrap it up before, you know, mentally shifting into the next video. And yeah, that's it for, I guess, this week and a half. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.